In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create this responsive pros and cons table in WordPress without any code and without any plugin. So let's get started. Alright, now I'm in the Gutenberg editor. The first thing I'm going to do is to open the document overview. This is going to help us to organize multiple blocks later on. So let's add the first block, which is the group block. Type /group, then select group, select this layout, and on top of it I'm going to add the columns block. So there are two columns. The first one is going to be the pros and the second one is going to be the cons column. So let's add something to the pros column. I'm going to add some heading here. Let's call it pros, and after that I'm going to just press enter to add another block, but this one I'm going to add the group block first. So select group, select this layout, and just select a regular paragraph. Okay, let's call this one point 1, point 2, and point 3. You can always add more points later, but I think this is enough for giving you an example. Alright, now we have the bare minimum of the first column, and of course we need to modify the look of it to make it look better and more appealing. So let's start by adding some border to this column. I'm going to select this column. So after that, click block, styles, and let's add some border to it. I'm going to change the border color to green. Click here again, and I'm going to just paste the color code that I have prepared for this video. Alright, and change the thickness to 1 pixel. I think that's a lot better. And let's move on to pros. Pros here is something that we want to make it a bit more prominent. So I'm going to change the heading to a button. There is a reason why I choose a button, but basically this will allow us to change the background of this area only. It's a lot easier to use button than other blocks. So just call it pros. And if you look at the right hand side of the screen, you can change the width settings to 100% and go to styles. I'm going to change the radius to 0. So just enter 0 so it will fill all the area here. And let's increase the size to L. And also I'm going to change the background color to green, which is the same green for the border column. Just click paste, and there you go. I think it started looking great. Alright, let's move on to the second area that we need to edit, which is the bullet points. Well, this is actually not a bullet point, but rather paragraph. So we have this group block that basically contains all the paragraphs here. So I'm going to add some padding to it so it doesn't appear too overly too close to the border. So click the group block first and then go to block, styles, and you can change the padding to maybe 1. Yeah, I think 1 should be enough. Right. And after that, I think we need to add some background color to this column. So let's go back to the column again. And I'm going to go to styles, background, add some color. I'm going to just use the same color, but I'm going to set the transparency to the maximum. Maybe somewhere around this part. Right. Okay, the column is almost complete. You can also add some icons, but in this case I'm going to just add some emoji because emoji is just a lot easier to implement. So just copy and paste the checklist emoji here. And there you go. This is basically the perfect pros columns. Of course, you can always modify other things later, but let's copy this column to the other section, which is the cons column. And again, we do this so we don't have to recreate everything from scratch. Okay, let's click this column and click this icon and click copy. And let's move on to the second column. And you can just press Ctrl V on your keyboard. And there you go. Let's change it to cons. And of course, we have to change the color and also the emoji. I'm going to change this color to be red. I have the color code for it. So let's click background and change the color to red. And of course, we have to change the emoji. I think we need to change the column border first. So this is the second column. Let's go to styles and change the border to be red as well. And of course, the background, don't forget about that. And reduce the transparency. All right, I think that's looking great. Okay, now change the emoji to something that is a bit more appropriate, which is the X icon right here. You can also use thumbs up and thumbs down, that's also possible, but I want to keep everything within the same color. And there you go. Well, you can actually click here and then create a pattern so you can reuse this design over and over again on your future content. You can test the responsiveness by going here and then select the device. You'll see that all of them are responsive and everything looks great. And I think that's pretty much it. But you can add some shadow to make the table a bit more pop out. So check out this video to learn how to add shadow to WordPress without any plugin. And I'll see you in that video.